What's going on, YouTube? It's Drano's back at it again, bringing you the continuation of the Miami Hurricanes Dynasty here on NCAA 14. Appreciate you guys rocking with me as usual, guys. As you guys can see, this week we are taking on another top 25 opponent in Virginia Tech. And as you guys can see from the past video, we have gone up in the polls. I believe we did have a bye week compared to, or after the last video where we played Florida State. So coming off the bye, we did go up in the polls, and as usual, just showing you guys just a little bit about what's been going on around the college football landscape. As you guys can see, looking through the Heisman watch, Jackson's still firmly in front, the running back from Texas A&M. But as you guys can see, Trajan Bandy, as I mentioned in my previous video, he's pretty much the favorite to win almost every Defensive Player of the Year award just based off his performance this year. And then of course, like I said before, the Thorpe Award. And then, as you guys can see here, we are playing against Virginia Tech, who is coming into this game with only one loss, coming in ranked at 25, which is interesting because there's a couple 2 and 3 loss teams that are actually ranked ahead of them. But the statistic that really jumps out at me is the fact that they're coming into this game as the #1 ranked defense in the country. So we definitely have our work cut out for us, especially since we still don't have Jeff Thomas. I want to say he probably won't be available until the very end of the year, maybe the conference championship or our bowl game. Which, Jeff Thomas, I can't emphasize enough how much of a loss he was, especially giving us a vertical threat. As you guys can take a look and look at the standings, we're going in 1-2. So really, I would say that this game is pretty much for the Coastal. Whoever does win this game is in sole possession of first place based off of the tiebreaker scenario. So definitely don't want to lose, especially coming down the home stretch of the season. We've built up a lot of momentum, especially after that big win against Florida State. We want to be able to go ahead and use that momentum and carry that into the end of the year. I want to say to this point we have maybe about 3 or 4 more conference games before we go into hopefully, wishful thinking, hopefully we can make it into the ACC championship game, and then we'll see where the bowl game takes us after that. But first things first, got to take care of business. We are on the road in Lane Stadium at Virginia Tech, obviously one of the toughest environments to play in, just because Virginia Tech, their fans are crazy and loud. Obviously, it does make it a tough place to play. But as you guys can see here, Virginia Tech starts off with the ball. They get the ball to their playmaker, Hazelton, and he's able to take it inside the red zone, within the 20. And I want to say Hazelton is leading the country in receiving up to this point. So, obviously, a guy we definitely need to keep tabs on, especially considering how explosive he could be. So 2nd and 5. McLeese, their running back, looks like he's got a touchdown, but Amari Carter, again, just a big thumper at strong safety, is able to jar the ball loose and is able to go ahead and get us an early turnover and get us the ball back. Anytime you can get turnovers is great, but especially anytime you can get turnovers in the red zone, that's even bigger because, at that point, Virginia Tech, at the very minimum, was guaranteed at least 3 points. So, the fact that we were able to go ahead and hold them to nothing in the red zone is huge, especially in a game like this where, the ball or the game, might come down to, one possession. So, but, up to this point, it looks like we're able to move the ball pretty well. However, I did notice that at times we were a little shaky as we are right there. I thought we were able to go ahead and hit that quick slant over the middle, but I believe it's a linebacker who goes ahead and skies up and picks off the pass from Tate Martell. So, kind of an up and down start to say the least. We get the turnover, but then we just give it right back. So the quarterback for Virginia Tech, I'm not too familiar with, outside the fact that his last name is Patterson. Not too familiar. Not even sure if he's actually their starter in real life, to be honest with you. But, for the sake of this game, he is the starter. And as you guys can see, they're going to take a page out of our book, call an option, but he's able to just absolutely just shake off the defender and is able to go ahead and run in for the touchdown. So As you guys can see here, along the rest of in the college football world, Baylor actually beats Oklahoma, which is kind of interesting because Baylor, in real life, they weren't able to beat Oklahoma in the 2 games that they played against them this year. So interesting how it works out in a video game. Anyways, no shots at my Baylor peeps, if there are any in here. I'm just saying. But as you guys can see here, we try to go ahead. Haven't been able to get anything going on offense. We try to, see if we could do a little bit of trickeration, but nothing doing there. And then from there, Patterson just takes off and is just able to just go ahead and break off a tackle and rushes for a 30-yard touchdown. So, again, kind of one of the themes of the year up to this point anyways is getting off to slow starts, and this game is no different, unfortunately. Virginia Tech is up 14-0, but we are able to go ahead and hit the post route to D. Wiggins, and he gets us a big play of 43 yards. So hopefully that's something to kind of light a spark into this offense, because outside of that, man, it's just been very shaky, to say the least, especially coming off that Florida State game where I was almost on the verge of pulling Tate Martell. But as soon as I say that, we're going to go ahead, hit D. Wiggins over the middle for, it wasn't a touchdown. I thought it was, but apparently not. So we decided to go Wildcat package, but DJ Dallas fumbles the ball. I don't know what happened there. I thought he had a clear walk-in touchdown. Like I said, anytime that I feel myself, as far as, not being able to pass too well, I instantly go to the Wildcat package just because it gives us 2 good options in the running game. And obviously, it's one of the staples of our offense now. But as you guys can see here, we go back to it after we go ahead and get the ball back. But we go ahead and bring Tate back in, try to scramble. Going to try to hit D. Wiggins for a nice little completion. And, at this point, I really think the most we can really hit are these short throws and just kind of depend on the run after the catch. As you see there, we're able to go ahead and hit Mike Harley on a little, I want to say it's like a little mid-screen. And then as you guys can see, Lorenzo Lingard, here recently, he's been getting a little bit more run, and with obvious reasons. I mean, we've been using DJ Dallas quite a lot, so definitely is nice to have a spell running back. But finally, we're able to go ahead and hit D. Wiggins in the seam for a nice touchdown. I want to say like a 15, 20-yard touchdown. So offense is in business. We know we got the defense that can lock up and get us the ball back. 3rd and 11. Patterson just surveying the field, but nothing. He gets sacked by one of our seniors, Pinkney, and he's able to go ahead and get us the ball back. Trying to see if I can make something happen here, but nothing doing. So we go ahead. Tate Martell scrambles, gets a nice gain of almost 20 yards on the ground. Gonna go ahead, hit DJ Dallas out of the backfield on a little angle route. And so next play, 3rd and 13, after taking a sack, Mike Harley catches it over the middle and is able to hang on to it after getting clapped like that. And then in the red zone, we see a wide open DJ Dallas on the wheel route, and that is going to tie the game. And that's huge because that was right before half. So, we do have the opportunity to not only score right before half, but get the ball back and score instantly right afterwards. So, especially in a game like this where, turnovers are happening and, considering the defense we're playing as well, that's huge. We're very fortunate we're able to be in that position. So, anyways, approaching the red zone, but we decide to take a shot. Brevin Jordan, our playmaker tight end, is able to look it in and is able to one-handed catch it. That was very, very impressive for him to go ahead and make that play. But Virginia Tech comes back and is responding so far pretty well on their next offensive drive after we score. But our defense does stand tall. Patterson surveying the field again. I want to say this is like a little screen pass, and Amari Carter just lays the boom on the running back. So, up one possession, I feel like if we're able to get even at this point, which is going to sound crazy because it's more conservative route, if we're able to go ahead and just use up the clock and get a field goal, then that's going to put us in a position to really, take this W. But 3rd and 7, nothing doing there. So unfortunately, that does force us to punt the ball back to the Virginia Tech offense, who really, up to this point, outside of the first 2 possessions that they had in the first quarter, they've really done nothing afterwards. And as you guys can see here, we're able to go ahead. I thought we had him in the backfield for a sack. But again, similar situation. You think you have him in the backfield, but he just goes ahead and I guess hits it off his lineman. Or I'm not exactly sure what happened there. But we do get the ball back, force a punt, and able to go ahead and we turn the ball over again, almost in the Virginia Tech red zone too. Like, oh man, it's just tough. Again, at this point, this might be a danger zone where we might see Jaron Williams get subbed back in and see if maybe he can, get the offense going, at least get the ball moving a little bit so we could use up the clock. So 3rd and 15, Patterson tries to take a shot, but he picked the wrong person to go ahead and test. Trajan Bandy, the favorite for the Thorpe Award, as well as numerous other Defensive Player of the Year awards, obviously is going to go ahead and make a play and get us the ball right back. So again, feeling really good as far as how we've been playing defensively outside of those those first 2 possessions that I had mentioned earlier. But since that point, we've really been stingy. We've really locked up. And at this point, you could see, I'm just trying to run the ball, just try to use up the clock, and like I said, just get into field goal range. I'm not trying to try to score quick and give this Virginia Tech offense any more time that they need to go potentially, mount a comeback. I feel like the less amount of time, the better, just because, they haven't really done that much offensively. So I feel like, just put them in a tough situation where, they either have to use those timeouts or they're just going to have to watch the clock run. As you guys can see here, tried to go ahead and get the ball to Mark Hartley over the middle. As you guys can see, look at the disparity in the stats. We have 400 total yards to Virginia Tech's 181, which is crazy. Not exactly sure how they're still in this game, but nonetheless, you just got to give credit to their defense for making plays. But you would think Patterson would have known better than to test Trajan Bandy, but clearly he didn't. Trajan Bandy's 2nd interception of the game. Again, I want to say he's approaching potentially the record for most interceptions in a single season by a player. So I'd have to go ahead and look that up to see what it would be at. So Wildcat here, going to go ahead and put a nail in the coffin. DJ Dallas, 7-yard touchdown run. And that is pretty much going to be the ball game, as you guys can see, coming out in victory formation. And the good guys, again, go ahead and go on the road and get a big win against a top 25 team in Virginia Tech. So with that being said, guys, now that the video is wrapping up, if you did make it to the very end, I do appreciate you. I do appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. If you enjoyed it, I would appreciate you guys hitting that like button, man. Been getting a lot of great support here recently on the channel, slowly but surely growing. And if you are looking forward to more episodes in the Miami Hurricanes Dynasty series, please consider subbing to the channel, guys. So again, big win on the road, going down the home stretch of ACC play, guys, and I have a good feeling about this team. So with that being said, guys, this is Dre Knows, and until the next one, I am signing out. Peace.